Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Hey, everybody. You know, I noticed on the social media in general that people will see me there and think I am from the mainland. Is that true, Adrienne?
No, you are not from the mainland.
I'm not from the mainland. Let me give you the short and sweet of it, folks. I grew up in Hauula, was raised in Hauula, and caught the bus every morning to go to Kamehameha schools, graduated in 1985, moved to the mainland to go to college, came back, then ended up living in Hawaiian Homes right now since 2007 in Kaupea, out in Kapolei. I've been in that community for a long time. I've been involved with Aloha Council through Scouts, AYSO through soccer, and spent my time at Sandy Beaches and Pounders and every place else. I think I've been to every beach on this island. You know what my favorite beach is in the whole state of Hawaii?
What?
Kalaupapa. So I've been there a couple of times. I am a Catholic and went there for do service project with our church organization. And it is a national forest or run by the National Forests and considered a national historical site. But it's pretty cool because the beaches there are super clean and there's nothing there. It's like pre-contact beaches. Anyway.
On to the art part of the show.
The art part of the show is The Apology by Jay Papasan. And there's a quote here from Brené Brown, Dr. Brené Brown. Clarity is kindness and the power of the apology. And I'll read it to you. And it's really good stuff. If you think about it, you know, you can fix any friction or challenge that you have with any other human being on the planet by just saying these magical words. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know what? And then do some preventative countermeasures towards friction and conflict. Start, when you make a statement, either put it in the beginning or at the end. I could be wrong, but here's my understanding or this is my perspective. And to keep you from getting all excited when people say something that might be a different perspective of yours, know that there are no right or wrong perspectives. There just are.
And everyone has their own.
Just like a nose and ears. They have three total of them, perspectives, no opinions, all that stuff. No, they got more than that. So instead of blaming, start with, and this is for you in leadership if you're leading anything, leading a church organization, your nonprofit, your family, your men's group, women's group, Bible study.
Leading yourself.
Your business, leading yourself. Well, if you say these words to yourself out loud, they're going to institutionalize yourself because you're going to be talking to yourself, but it's okay. Maybe do it in your head, so they don't take you off to the crazy farm. But anyway, instead of blaming, start with, so somebody in your organization does something, you know, you gave instructions, they did it wrong, they screwed it up. You go to them with this. You screwed it up. I don't know what the hell you was thinking. Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you again. No, that's not what you do. I realized I've been judging you for the blank. The truth is I never clearly told you what the standard was. That's on me, and I'm sorry. Clearly reset expectations going forward. Ensure that they understand and have what they need to meet the standard. So if you have a standard in your family, your organization, whatever, this is what we expect you to do. These are our core values. This is what our mission statement is. This approach does three things. When we come to them and say, I'm sorry, I didn't clearly communicate what the standard was. One, it interrupts the defensive response. You know, when you do something wrong and somebody's coming to you, what are you thinking is going to happen, Adrienne? Human nature.
That they're going to put up a guard.
No. You did something wrong and somebody's coming to you. What are you thinking is that about that person?
Yeah, that they're upset with me.
Yeah. And so you're going to get into a defensive response because it's human nature. It interrupts the defensive response. Most people expect blame when they underperform. Blame leads to people to bunker into a defensive posture. An apology disarms them and makes them more receptive. Speaking of someone that's really good at owning it, whether he does well or doesn't do well, and his entire team, whether they do well or don't do well, and that's what keeps them so busy with investors trusting them with their properties. Who's that, Adrienne? And I'm going to share the other two things later on in the show, the other two insights.
That is Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Hey, Duke.
Hey, guys.
What you got
That
for
was
us?
a kind of a deep conversation I interrupted right there.
That's okay. To be continued.
So my real quick tip of the week, and it's pretty easy, is why do we require, that's a big word, require owners to get professional cleaning before we take over?
That's a great question.
Yep, because we always get asked that. Why do we need professional cleaning? Can't I just clean it myself? Mr. Owner, no, you can't, because you're not a professional cleaner. Although we've had homes given to us that were right on the brink of being professional.
Yeah.
But now we don't have a receipt. We don't have proof for the tenant
Yeah.
that we got professional cleaning before they moved in.
Yeah.
I would say 50% of the time the tenant will say, it was dirty when I moved in. And I tell them, did you tell your property manager that? Oh, no, I just cleaned it myself.
Oh.
But that is just a lead-in from the tenant so they don't have to get professional cleaning when they get out.
Yeah.
So it's about the documentation also. I mean, obviously
right.
the cleanliness, but then also documenting the process.
Yeah.
Once you get on a cycle of not using professional cleaning on the move-out, you're finished. At some point, either the owner or the property management company will have to pay for that to get it cleaned professionally, because you'll just get past dirty houses.
Yeah. You know, dude, we do the same thing on the sales side, because this is what I tell the sellers. First of all, cleaning is very subjective. Everybody has a different definition. Adrienne and I have vastly different definitions of clean. When something is not done right, you can just go to the cleaner and say, I need you to come back and do this or do that.
Or you missed the spot on the
Or you
checklist.
missed the spot, right?
Yep.
And,
Correct.
yeah. So
It's just hard to prove to the tenant, and that way we can also ask the cleaner to come back.
yeah,
If they forget something, a mirror isn't clean, some windows are dirty, or the appliances are dirty, they'll come back.
Especially-
All of our cleaners know that if we call them to come back, that they have to come back.
yeah, because you might get that super picky tenant, and if you keep them happy in the beginning, what they gonna be happy throughout the whole lease, the whole lease
That's
term.
right.
Yeah,
And no one will say, I'm not going to use professional cleaning, because they already did.
yeah. I will. The big stamp of approval for the way that you guys handle tenants. We've come across tenants who we were helping them in the buy situation, and we talked about the rental thing, and if you buy this property and rent it out, you can use Duke and his team. They're like, oh, we're renters, and we looked for properties that they managed because we liked the experience.
Yep. They had such a great experience as tenants.
That's what they told us.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's about as good a compliment as you can get.
Yep. Because tenants are hard to please. Owners easy. The money come in, they don't care about anything else. Tenants, it's like a insecure girlfriend. You got to pay lots of attention to them.
When they move in, they're your
Yep.
best friend. But when they move out, they're your mortal enemy.
Unless you got it all documented, then they're still nice.
Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's it for this week.
Okay.
Thanks, Duke.
Thank you, Duke.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
All right, so that's Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. You can find all about him and his team by going to teamlally.com, and he is an expert we trust. There's a resource tab, and so there's information on Duke and then all of the other experts that we trust.
By the way, if you ever do go to teamlally.com, just the resource tab, we're always adding and updating things there. So.
Oh, and he did just talk about professional cleaners. We have a professional cleaner on that resource tab that will be joining us on a future show.
Yeah. And those are very important things here, because we're going to talk about it later. But what are the number one reasons why homes aren't selling and are sitting? We're going to cover that later in the show. But I want to finish off the power of the apology. The power of the apology. So number one, so when we, again, instead of blaming, start with, I realized I've been judging you for the blank. The truth is, I never clearly told you what the standard was. That's on me, and I'm sorry. This approach does three things. One, it interrupts the defensive response. Most people expect blame when they underperform. Blame leads to people to bunker into a defensive posture, and apology disarms that and makes them more receptive. Okay? You can give people feedback, But if they don't receive it and change, then what does it matter? Number 2, it builds psychological safety. Research from Harvard's Amy Edmondson shows that when people feel psychologically safe, they engage more openly in accountability conversations. So what you're giving them, they're going to hold themselves accountable to it and make the change that's necessary. Number 3, and if they make the change that's necessary, Adrienne, does that reduce friction in the workplace or organization?
Yes, because that's what you're going to them about.
Yeah.
You want some change or you want to reset those expectations.
Yeah. Get clear.
That's
Get
the goal.
clear. Number 3, it removes dissonance. Whoa. We just spent our whole budget on that big word. That's a $1.57 word, dissonance. When people feel unfairly judged, they resist change. However, when given neutral and clear standards, they are more likely to adopt it. You know, the best way I've been able to explain what dissonance is, I might be wrong on this. I could be wrong, and I apologize in advance. But when you have resonance means like you're listening. I like when you, Adrienne, when you say I resonate with that, what does that mean?
That I can relate to it. It impacts me.
Another way, that really resonates with me. That means what?
It impacts me. I feel
you like
that.
it?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
I agree with it.
Yeah. When you have dissonance, it's the opposite.
I disagree.
Like if there's a certain type of music or a sound that just gets your goat, that's dissonance, creating dissonance in your mind. So by removing dissonance when we're providing feedback and owning that you were not clear as the leader, you're removing the dissonance. Reflection question. How do I know there's a reflection question?
Because it says it right there.
Because it says so on my script right here.
Yeah, right there.
Who am I judging for standards I haven't actually shared? Even with your kids.
They're not mind readers.
They don't read minds. Even in your relationships, they don't read minds. Get clear. So when they're doing something that's really upsetting you and is completely out of alignment of what your expectations are, take responsibility of that and get clear with them on what those standards are. Bottom line. How do I know there's a bottom line? That's also printed on my script. Accountability isn't about blame. It's about clarity.
Clarity is power.
And I think this would be a great little video module for my LinkedIn. Oh, by the way, I am not personally, I don't have what do I not personally have on social media, Adrienne?
You are not really on any social media except for on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Now you're on
And
there.
in fact, it was my staff that was posting stuff on there, but I'm personally on there. So if you want to communicate with me in a social media environment, LinkedIn is the only platform I'm on. I don't have a TikTok. I don't have
Thank goodness.
Instagram.
I don't think they could take the TikTok dances.
They couldn't handle it.
Thank goodness.
They couldn't handle my flossing. My flossing dancing videos.
Thank you for sparing us.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the deal of the week.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
This is in Honolulu at the Aloha Lani Complex.
That's located at 2211 Alawai Boulevard, and this is going to be unit
2203. So 22nd floor with beautiful Mauka views.
Spacious one-bedroom and a secured building with 24-hour security.
Just 2 blocks from the International Marketplace and Waikiki's famous beaches.
Deeded parking included, no hunting for a spot.
Financeable with sufficient hurricane insurance.
Newly renovated pool opening this month.
And it's fee simple at only $295,000.
No way!
Yeah, best price unit in the building.
Hey, $300,000 and you can own a piece of paradise. It's a condo. I'm looking at the view. This thing is awesome. What is that? I'm trying to figure out what is that view of it's one of the schools because I can see a track. Might be Iolani. Don't quote me on that. It's just some school.
Well, you can go to teamlally.com and select under the search button. You can take a look at all of our listings right there. So this is just one of many excellent deals that we have available.
By the way, if there are any real estate related questions, life questions, the meaning of life questions, all you got to do is send us an email to info@teamlally.com. And don't be surprised. Let us know who you are, and we'll answer your question on the radio. And then for your brilliance and vulnerability of coming up with a question for our radio show, we'll send you a $5 Kmart gift card. Oh, wait a minute. Kmart went out of business. Never mind. We're going to give you Starbucks.
So we have a couple of reviews to share. We wanted to share one for Hawaii Pacific and also one for Team Lally.
Okay,
both companies, we have a lot of reviews, a lot of very happy customers that are always writing in. So we figured we share one on their behalf as well. So this one is for Ian of Hawaii Pacific. So the best. After moving to the mainland and looking through different property management companies, I choose Hawaii Pacific. It's been a year since I started working with them, and they've always tended to all my needs. My agent is Ian, and he's amazing. I highly recommend. So good job, Ian. Keep serving those clients.
And I want to give you some context for the next review I'm going to read. This is from Julie Kalakau. She is the director of the Sunshine School
in Kailua.
Right on the beautiful Kauai Marsh.
And we've had her on the radio show before. Yeah, she's been a guest.
Yeah, how we met is Adrienne and I were staffing PSI Basic for kids. And PSI Basic is basically the course that happens every 6 weeks in Hawaii if you want to improve yourself from the inside out. Highly recommend it. Do we know when the next class is?
I know there's one in November for sure, but they usually have two.
Oh, for the kids?
They have two every year, and then for the adults, there's one every 6 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, this Kids Basic is for kids, I think 5 through 12.
Yes.
It's so cool because parents will fly their kids in from the mainland, and the lady that teaches it, she's so sweet, and she's been doing it for a long time. Anyway, Julie Kalakau, we went out there, we did some service work, cleaned up. Did some landscaping. We have some sore backs to prove it that we were there. God bless Laura with her sore back, Kumi with her sore back. But how come me and you, we didn't have a sore back?
We were training for this.
Well,
they were picking weeds.
They were
pulling
doing
the weeds.
Work on the.
We were doing a different job.
Yeah, we were upright. So
yes.
they got sore backs because they were bent over the whole time pulling weeds from the landscaping. But so from Julie Kalakau, Team Lally are supporters of the community. They are professional, committed, and dedicated. Such a joy to work with them. The best way you can give back to your community, service work. And we do it all the time. If you have a service organization here on Oahu and you need a whole bunch of Team Lally people to come out and do some service work, give us a call or send us an email, info@teamlally.com. The phone number is 799-9596. Again, 799-9596. What's next, Adrienne?
Well, let's talk about a local market update. We've got the numbers in for February. It's a new record on the single-family homes. The median sale price coming in at $1.185 million.
You know what? Pause there for a second, because here's what I'm going to tell people. Are like, well, I'm going to wait till the interest rates are better or whatever. You're always waiting. You know, buyers were always waiting. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for that. Hey, let's get real. Stop waiting. The longer you wait.
Well, it's up 10.2% from a year ago.
Yeah, so a year ago, if your realtor is telling you go buy one house, you're like, nah, go wait 1 year. Okay, now the house costs you more.
But just given so this is taken from of what closed in February. So there was a smaller amount of homes because there was 167 home sales, so it was down by 6.7%. So there was
a lot more upward pressure on pricing because of low inventory. So median sale price, what does that mean, median?
So half the homes sell for more and half sell for less.
Yeah. All right. And then what about the condos?
Those came in at $494,000. And then there was 12% less sales year over year.
And then what about the, I for some reason, I'm thinking off the top of my head that one's lower.
It declined. Yeah,
yes.
It declined.
I was right. It was lower.
So condos declined 3.6 year over year.
All right.
So last year, February, was $512,000.
But some interesting other things. Let's see here. Single-family homes sold in the median 23 days. So the time on market. Typically, if you have low supply, do homes sit or sell?
They are going to sell if there's a low supply.
If there's low supply. So last month it was 30 days on market average, and now it's 23. Condos took longer to sell with the median days on market, increasing 48 days from 39. Why do you think condo sales, days on market, are increasing?
And the median sale price went down. I think a large part of it is that we've talked about this with Bradley Maruyama on the insurance. We've seen a lot of the associations or the association fees increase due to insurance adjustment. So I think that people are a little nervous. The condo buyers are a little nervous, and people are maybe waiting to see if things will improve.
Bottom line is your maintenance fees are going to always go up. Your mortgage goes down as you pay it off. You know, the balance, not necessarily the payment per month, but interest rates fluctuate up and down. But the one thing we do know is with the maintenance fees, because of it's literally been a perfect storm with the hurricanes. In Florida, you know, the big rainstorm in Asheville, North Carolina, is it North Carolina? One of the Carolinas. Sorry if you're a North or South Carolina person, but the other thing is the fires in L.A., the fires in Lahaina. Some condo fell over in Miami or something, or somewhere in Florida. But all of these claims are coming in, and what's happening is the insurance companies are having to pay out. And so they are a for-profit business, and so they've got to increase premiums. The other thing they're doing with the master policy insurance is that the condo associations are increasing the deductible. So I'm just saying, don't quote me on this, but just saying it was $10,000, now it's $25,000. So that means for you as the individual owner, you got to come up with, you got to bridge that gap with some insurance of your own. So it's making everything go up for the condos.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break.
Okay.
And just stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Lily Cabinatan of Top Notch Fruits and Chickens, LLC. We'll talk about her journey from education to farming and the joys of sharing her harvest with the community.
So stay with us as Adrienne, we're going to learn how to pronounce that last name.
Decades 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with the only real estate team in your market that I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. You know, a lot of people may be thinking about selling their home, but they want to make sure they're getting the most money possible. What options do you have available to make selling a home easier?
Well, Sean, the biggest headache people have is not actually the selling of the home, but getting it ready for sale. The cleaning, the repairing, the decluttering. 90% of painting a home is in the prep work, not in the actual painting, and it's not in the actual selling. Well, we got solutions.
That's right, Attilio. Here are the solutions. Our aspirin to the headache of prepping a home is our 10K for Upgrades program. That's where we do the project management of cleaning, repairing, and decluttering. That's how we make our sellers more money.
All right, thanks for keeping us up to date. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program. Oh, we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio, and I'm local.
And if you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
All right. Hey, where's our...
And why do you keep telling everyone that you're local and that you're from here, Attilio?
You know why? Because with a name like Attilio, and I look like a Republican with my haircut and this long sleeve collared shirt, clean shaven. And clean shaven, I don't. Well,
and no tattoos.
And no tattoos, but take it easy. But
keep going.
I look like a Republican from Hawaii Kai. Especially when I'm
from California.
From California, okay. Yeah, we don't. Anyway, so I just want to, bring some clarity to the situation that I'm a native Hawaiian. By the way, if you work with our children or our youth out there anywhere in Oahu, if I'm on the other islands, I'd be happy to help too. But if there's any kind of like career days, or there's I know a lot of high schools, they have like a business part of the high school and stuff. If you need somebody to come in native Hawaiian to come in and speak to the kids and say, hey, this is what you need to do. These are the skill sets you need to do to get the careers you want. These are the skill sets that you need to do to be successful as an entrepreneur. Because I've been self-employed native Hawaiian for over 20 years. I'm unemployable. What does that mean? I'm unemployable.
Like, you can only work for yourself.
I can't work for anybody else.
Maybe me.
Maybe Adrienne, because she's boss lady. Our guest today is a retired teacher and administrator with the Hawaii Department of Education and a proud graduate of Waianae High School. Go Sea Riders! With a deep connection to the land, she has spent the past 20 years as a chemical-free Meyer, lemon, and mango farmer in Maili.
Using Korean techniques in mulch farming and natural fertilizers like chicken manure, she cultivates her crops with care, even using clear water sprays to keep pests away. Please welcome Lily Cabinatan.
Cabinatan. And Lily, help us. Are we completely mangling your last name? How do you say your last name?
Cabinatan.
There you go.
Hi.
It sounds like it's Filipino for I'm here.
Yes, it's Filipino. I am Korean.
You Korean, okay.
Well, she uses her Korean techniques in the mulch farming.
Techniques. All right. So it's interesting because I know that healthier food, food supplies in the U.S. could do better. Mm-hmm. For example, I know in Europe that there's a 100% ban on GMO. So, I mean, and then other things, just the way that people grow the food is important to our personal health. So, who are the people that are receiving the stuff that you make, that you grow?
So my community.
Yeah.
I'm from Waianae, and I give a lot to the community, to the schools. I sell to Foodland. They're
nice.
Good source. Yeah, they're a good source of buying, and I used to sell to Down to Earth. All the good stores.
Yeah.
I'm a wholesaler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Lily, what inspired you to go into farming after your career in education?
Yeah.
So my husband wanted a big piece of property, and so we bought a 3-acre, and he wanted to raise chickens.
Mm.
He wanted to raise chickens, and he wanted a tree for each chicken for shade because his friend did that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so that's how we started lemons. Lemon trees were on sale, and it was a good choice because it's healthy. Yes, they are very healthy for us.
Yeah, I was talking with some chickens, and they were like, "Oh, Lily and her husband, they get like one chicken resort. They get trees for all the chickens. We don't have no shade. We gotta sit in this hot chicken coop with this shingle roof. It's hot over here. We gotta go chicken resort."
She's in Waianae, though. It's sunny over
but
there.
I'm telling you,
they need the trees.
When you're underneath the tree with the photosynthesis and the leaves absorbing all of it, it is like 15, 20 degrees cooler underneath the trees. So good job with the lemon trees. And what did you choose? So why did you guys choose to grow Meyer lemons and mangoes specifically, besides shade for the chickens?
Okay, so I chose mangoes because I went to our store, Tamura's, 20 years ago, and I saw that they were selling mangoes for $4 a pound, and I said, "What?" And
wow!
I said, "I'm going to sell mangoes." Today, they're selling for $8 a pound or more.
I'm like, how come? Yeah. You drive down the street, get the auntie with the big mango tree, they're all falling on the ground, going rotten. What?
Yeah, but a lot of people cut down their mango trees, so they're all over the island. There are not.
Yeah, I will tell you what validates that. Like I live in the Villages of Kapolei, which is in Kapolei, and most associations do not allow mango trees. Is on the no-no list because mango trees go humongous. They grow big.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so they're not allowed to be planted in association homes that are in an association.
Yeah, certain associations. I wouldn't say all associations, but certain ones.
The roots can damage the piping and things like that.
And the trees get too big. I mean, most people have a 5,000 square foot lot, and that tree, you know, you would look like on Lord of the Rings, like on Hobbit, living under one big, huge tree.
That's kind of like how my tree is in the front of my house.
Well, you have a Lauhala tree. It's going like Samoan big.
And you can trim the trees, though. You know, you can keep them small.
Yeah.
You just got to prune them and everything, yeah?
Yeah, you got to give them like pedicure every once in a while.
Right. But Waianae has the best mangoes, though, because the weather is really good.
Yeah.
You like the dry weather, but you still got to water a lot.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do you love most about being able to share your produce with the community?
It's really healthy. And so my community, not all of them, but a lot of them are not healthy. So the more fruits, the more vegetables they eat, the healthier they will be. So yeah, that's the good thing.
You know, you're right, because in our economically challenged community or areas, they call it...
And we were just out there yesterday. We were visiting with...
we went all the way to Makaha.
Down Water Street.
If we was any further, we'd be hitting Kaina Point. But we went all the way yesterday, and we noticed that there actually in that Makaha neighborhood had plenty renovated homes for sale. So really nice homes. They're still affordable, but so we were out there in the community. And Adrienne has another question.
So, Lily, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges and rewards of farming over in Maili? Like, what's
the biggest challenge? The biggest challenge initially was finding buyers for all the produce.
Yeah.
You know, Meyer lemons. In my community, a lot of people are not health conscious.
Yes.
So when I would attempt to sell my Meyer lemons, they would be like, "Who wants lemons?" You know what I mean? And so I would go to the farmer's market down here, and they wouldn't want to buy because the customers don't want to buy.
Yeah.
Also, too, some of them grow their own, right?
Yep.
But the more I went out to Kapolei and, you know, Hawaii Kai and all that, they're very health conscious, so they would buy up a lot. But because of COVID, and, you know, with COVID and everything, the Chinese threw out a video about how healthy the lemons are to keep COVID away, to build the immune system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that helped me a lot. I was like, oh, right on, you know. Yeah, so then they got conscious, and now they're consuming more lemons as well as mangoes. But, you know, fruits and vegetables, that's what we all need, right? Because it's roughage, you know, to digest our food and everything, to keep us healthy internally.
Yeah.
You know, we cannot be steaks all the time because our stomachs are not digesting and having a hard time digest all that food.
Well, they talk about gut health and, you know, and having that having that in you too keeps you regular. It's important to be regular. And
exactly. You gotta be getting it out. Otherwise it's stacking up in there.
Yeah, and then you sitting in traffic and getting all pissed off and road raging on people because you're not eating well. That's the cause of all this road raging. People too much plate lunches. Sorry, LNL.
Because they haven't been eating enough mangoes or lemons.
I will tell you, in communities, you're right, Lily. In communities like ours and we're on the west side. We're not talking about some other community. We're in the community. There sometimes can be what we call nutrition oasis. Nutrition deserts. Nutrition deserts. And you look at it, in the economically challenged communities, it's all Burger King, McDonald's, Jack in the Box.
Right.
Yeah.
And all of that is not healthy for us.
No.
You know, we didn't realize that, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah.
You know, we always have this, like, nuclear race with China and Russia. But I will tell you, we don't need to have more nuclear weapons than them. We did something even worse to them. You know what we did? We opened McDonald's over there. Western diet.
Right.
The Western diet.
You're right.
Yeah. It's the number one killer of Americans is our Western diet.
You know, in Korea, they're one of the healthiest people in the world, the Koreans, because they eat all the vegetables and the kimchi.
Yes.
And then... But now they opened up a McDonald's over there. So, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Koreans.
That's it.
Unless they have on kimchi burger or something. But, you know.
Lily, I've got a question with your teaching background and your strong ties to the community.
Yeah.
Do you ever do any like projects with the local schools to educate?
How about that kids come over there and pull some weeds?
Yeah. Is there any kind of programs that you collaborate with the local schools?
Yes, I collaborate with Nanakuli High School. They have a scrappers union, and what that means, they take the scraps, the cardboard, and they shred it, and then they trade with the farmers for produce that they give to the community.
Oh, cool.
And then we take the shredded cardboard and we use it for mulch. It's awesome.
Nice.
It's helped me so much. I have big mangoes because of that. I don't have to use as much water and all kinds of stuff. It's really, really healthy and
You know, that reminds me of a Rap Ripincher song. He said, here's a famous line in that song. He said, Lucy, why are you going to leave me now? Mango season, not pow. But,
And then also, Lily, I know, so my daughter, she goes to UH.
Yeah.
And they've been doing a big push on trying to get the kids interested in farming because there's just not enough interest. Like, I guess back in the day, more people would, be involved, but it's been, a little bit of a uphill battle. So with Nanakuli High School, do you help to educate any of the students that might be interested in farming?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. They have come to my farm. They've helped us out with pruning and picking and all kinds of things. So they are learning a whole lot of farming.
Yeah.
And actually, a lot of schools along the coast, because I would go and visit the schools and check them out. Mm-hmm. A lot of them have farms. The elementary schools as well as the gardens. High schools, they have farms. Yeah, they're teaching the kids more farming down here.
Well,
and you can farm right in your backyard in buckets. You don't have to have a big farm. You know?
Start, like I said, 5-gallon bucket from Home Depot. The shoyu bucket. When you're done with the shoyu, use the shoyu bucket.
Exactly. But the Scrappers Union, with the cardboard, they're making all those. You don't have to use plastic. They're making all those pots to grow the plants inside.
Oh, nice.
And when they grow them in, they just put them in the
ground.
And then they don't have to worry about no plastics or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's
for the seedlings. They're starting the seedlings in the little cardboard and you just put them straight in the ground.
Yeah.
You keep saying Scrappers Union. I was thinking hey, I have a problem with you. We're going to meet after school. We're going to scrap. But that's not what you're talking about, right? They're making the scraps from the food and the cardboard. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't that amazing that they use that name? You know what I mean? Because we're known to be scrappers.
Then all the bullies are going to be like, I joined the Scrappers Club over there. Oh, we're shredding cardboard? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is better than beating up the small kids. Let's go shred some cardboard. Exactly. Give back to our community. Get green instead of black and blue. I want to share with you, Lily, that there's a book called How Not to Die. I think we're going to send you a copy. It's called How Not to Die. It's written by a medical doctor, and there are 12 or 16 chapters. And then chapter 1 is the common thing that Americans are dying from. And then the plant-based prevention or remedy. And what he talks about is increasing your antioxidant intake every day. And antioxidants are the things that fight the free radicals that get into your body, and those are the things that cause cancer. Antioxidants are, guess what kinds of fruits? So for fruits, specifically, here's the deal. He said this fruit is going to be high in antioxidants if it can sit on the table and it doesn't rot right away. And those are the acidic fruits, oranges, lemons, limes. So literally, one of the things he said, this is for the restaurants, I'm generating the business for you right now. All you restaurants, offer to put a lemon inside people's water, because when you add lemon to the water, you're increasing the antioxidant value of that glass of water. You're hydrating and you're preventing cancer. So I always
specifically a Meyer lemon from Lily's farm.
The other lemon's not going to work. Only the Meyer lemon.
Meyer lemon.
I'm just kidding. But Meyer lemons, that's one of the benefits. And you kids out there, you know what? I want to see some lemon stands out there.
Lemonade.
I mean, lemonade stands.
There was some kid in your neighborhood that had a little lemonade stand.
Yeah.
But we were in a rush. We were
going to stop by and stuff like that. But and then, hey, you adults, when you come buy the lemonade, just buy plenty. And if it doesn't taste that good, just pretend. Oh, this is delicious. Drink them, give them the money, and reward these kids for getting out there and being hungry and being innovative and entrepreneurial. So I think, my dad, when he was in high school, they would for the summer go to Lanai and pick pineapples. All the football teams, baseball teams would go to Lanai to pick pineapples. Would it be helpful if Nanakuli and Waianae High School, if the football team came out like every season? Because, when they're picking the weeds, they're getting low.
Yeah.
They're getting low, and
it's
they're
like
building
good exercise.
Flexibility, and, you got to hit them low. So coaches, get them out there. Pull the weeds, pull 10 weeds. All right. And then, maybe they will get a good workout and then help you at the same time. And they can learn about farming.
Yeah, we have a farm down here that does that. Like every so many Saturdays, the community can come and clean up the farm, and then they can have whatever vegetables they want.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's important. I'm glad that you're doing it in the community because you're educating people on, like, people take for granted. They go in the store. I mean, you'd be surprised. Yeah, they survey kids. These kids have no idea, like, what grows on a tree, what grows on a bush, what grows in the gown.
Right.
They're always thinking money grows on trees, and us parents got to correct them.
Right. Right. No, and the fruits are expensive in the stores. You know what I mean? So if you grow your own, definitely.
It's hard to compete because when you can get one cheeseburger for on the $1 menu, and when mango is $4, you can go to the cheeseburger. But we have to understand, especially us Native Hawaiians on that side, we're more predisposed to high blood pressure, hypertension, heart attacks, diabetes. And so we've got to be eating things that are grown in our community. So I like that. Natural fertilizers from the chicken. And I had to clarify, these chickens are not aggressive, right? They don't fight.
These aren't the fighting chickens.
It's not the fighting chicken, right?
These are the working ones.
These are passive chickens.
These are egg-laying chickens.
I hate to tell you, but it is the fighting chickens.
They're the fighting chickens.
I don't have to come to my farm too often because, yes, they are. My husband's Filipino, okay?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's legal.
It's in the blood.
It's illegal to fight.
Yeah.
So they buy them and they take them to the Philippines and Guam.
There you go. But you know what? The manure is
fierce. I do not want to promote chicken fights, okay?
No chicken fights. No. That's why the kids, we're all about peace. That's why they go join the Scrappers Club. Because never mind scrapping in the playground. Go shred some cardboard and give back to your community.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adrienne has the last question for you. Time has gone by so quickly.
I know. So, Lily, I know we covered quite a few items, but is there anything else that you'd like to touch on before we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Farming is really important, growing your own, eating fruits and vegetables, because like you said, it's full of antioxidants, and it does take away and neutralize all the toxins and free radicals. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, when you put the lemon in the water, it changes the water from acidic to alkaline, and that's what you want.
Yes.
So, we've been blessed to have this farm, and we're blessing the neighborhood and beyond, Yeah. And I love being able to just give them fruits and vegetables.
Okay. What is and then what is the name of your guys' company?
Top Notch
Fruits Chickens.
Top Notch Fruits and Chickens. If you guys, all you people listening right now, you go in a store like Foodland, ask for the manager, and say, by the way, do you have any products from Top Notch Fruits and Chickens? Because for me as a local consumer, I want to support our local food supply, not the stuff that came from Texas or South America. Because Top Notch Fruits and Chickens, if there's just any distributors out there want to...
any restaurants with the lemons, the Meyer lemons.
Yeah, a lot of these restaurants, and Adrienne and I make a decision, we'll go there, and then they're on the menu. it says, these lemons came from Lily's farm. You know, like stuff like that. Like Aloha Salads is really good at that, at promoting that these items came from local farms, Nalo greens, you know, stuff like that. And people will consciously make a decision to support that restaurant because it's supporting local farmers. So it's important, folks. Yeah.
Yeah. And we need all the support we can get because farmers do not make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Because the mainland fruits, you know, are cheaper and whatever.
Yeah.
But they're not. They are not healthy. They use
not healthy.
Chemicals and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So and not use any chemicals.
Oh, right on.
People can. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Meyer's Lemons. And if you're a distributor out there, please contact Top Notch Fruits and Chickens. What's a good phone number?
808-372-5952. And they can come to my farm and buy wholesale too.
Nice. So you distributors out there, restaurant owners, if you want to create some locally grown, homegrown dishes made of ingredients grown right here on the Waianae coast, because the west side is the best side, please come out and support Lily and her farm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, Lily. Thanks for being our guest.
Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
All righty.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Again, that phone number is area code 808-372-5952, 372-5952. Why? Try by local.
All right, so we've got a few minutes left, and I just want to remind our listeners that we have a career night coming up April 7th.
April 7th, 7/7.
Yes, so if you are thinking about a career in real estate, or maybe you're already in the business and wondering how to level up, well, we've got the event for you.
Join us at the Hawaii Real Estate Career Night, April 7th from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Keller Williams Honolulu in Kapolei. Well, our brokerage is called Keller Williams Honolulu, but not go Honolulu, go to Kapolei.
Next to Duraku.
Next to Duraku. This is your chance to learn about what it really takes to succeed in real estate, from a daily grind to the big wins.
Whether you're a brand new or an agent looking to grow, this event will give you insider tips, successful strategies, and the truth about real estate.
No fluff, just facts. We'll talk about choosing the right brokerage, what top agents do daily, and if being on a team is the best move for you.
Plus, you'll hear from real agents who've been in your shoes and made it big. And if you're wondering, do I need a license? Or how much can I really make? We're answering all of that too.
Hey, it's totally free. How much? Yeah, free. But space is limited, so grab your spot now at HawaiiCareerNight.com. Again, that's HawaiiCareerNight.com.
All right. So we'll hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Or send your friends if you're not interested.
Hey, if you like one of them Kolohi local people, you don't RSVP, you just show up. That's fine too. Just come, find the parking, come early. It's going to be a panel again?
Yes.
Yeah, so on the panel, going to have all kinds of different people, property manager, single agents, solo agents, single agents looking for their man or woman. No, not that kind of single agent.
No.
But it's HawaiiCareerNight.com. By the way, for our team, we're looking for 20 agents to come join our team.
Yep. Well, we've got about 10 right now, so we need 10 more.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be 20 because we want to winnow it down to the superstars and winners, but no matter whether you make it on the team or not, we want to have an option for you. If you want to join our team or start the process, it's jointeamlally.com, jointeamlally.com. If you go to teamlally.com, there's a hire button at the top. I don't know how much easier we could make it besides kicking in your front door and giving you the flyer and then walking back out. But then you would be calling HPD and we'd be arrested, and then we're not going to be on good team. All right, what's next?
That's right, but we do have a process, so make sure to follow those instructions.
Yes. It's a test.
It's just part of the process.
It's a test. All right, go.
All right, so this is coming from Keeping Current Matters.
Yeah.
So more buyers are jumping in. Is now the time to sell? I know that the mortgage rates have been continuing to creep down. And also, like in our Hawaii market, things typically, we see an uptick in movement. Like January, February are typically a little slower. But then there's also a lot of the PCS moves. They've gotten their orders. They're starting to look. There's even, some buyers that'll do sight unseen.
Yeah.
But anyways, we start to see more movement just typically during the April, May, June, and into the summer. So anyways, could be the perfect time to get your home on the market as more buyers are entering into the market.
Yeah. Hey, real quick. I want to intercept that there, or go
Yep,
fast.
so mortgage applications are up by 37% since the start
good.
of the year. The buyer demand's growing, and there's more showings that are happening. So it's been up 13% on the showings. Yep.
When's the best time to buy?
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
All right. If you're native Hawaiian, half Hawaiian, there is Office of Hawaiian Affairs has introduced a new home ownership program. The purpose is to reduce barriers to home ownership for native Hawaiians. The program type is called the Deposit-Backed Pilot Program. The lender is American Savings Bank, and they're going to administer the mortgage process and represent strong connection, stability, and roots in Hawaii. So the aho, I guess, cordage or lashing is what we use aho to bind the things that make the canoe so that it stays together and we don't drown and the canoe all fall apart in the water. They have about 1.5 million available. The launch date, it already went by.
Yeah, February 20th.
February 20th.
It's already in the works.
What can the AHO program provide? Expanding home ownership opportunities. Let me get into the details. So you have to be, who's eligible? You have to be a Hawaii resident, be verified through OHA's Hawaiian Registry Program. Go to, anyway, we'll have it on our website. You know who you are. You're the half Hawaiians, waiting on the list forever and ever and ever. You have to be on first-time home buyer. You have to be owner-occupant. What does the applicant process look like? There's going to be interested applicants can contact OHA and beneficiary services, verify their eligibility. OHA referral letter, once eligible is verified, OHA provides an official referral letter introducing you to the applicant, to the ASB people, American Savings. And then you fill out a loan application, and then you're off to the races. You know what's cool about this? When approved, the applicant has found a home to purchase. They secure their mortgage through American Savings Bank with OHA deposit-backed loan, meaning they can complete the loan process for as little as how much down, Adrienne?
3% down.
How much down?
3%. 3%. And then there's no PMI, which is the big thing.
PMI means it makes it more expensive.
The mortgage insurance.
In plain English. And then here's your contact for OHA for more information. The number is 808-594-1835.
All right, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
We have Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
And Kenji, Pillar Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke, Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson, Fine Line Paintworks.
MP with Estate Planning.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle of Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape LLC. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
And Sheen, our producer behind the scenes. Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks
and aloha.